All right, so if you're a leader, does your day sometimes feel like you're just constantly putting out fires, just bouncing from one crisis to the next? Well, what if you could actually shift your entire organization from that kind of chaos to, well, coherence? In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to design a repeatable operating rhythm that does just that.
So let's just start with this one powerful question. Is your organization breathing, or is it hyperventilating? Now, this isn't just some clever metaphor. It actually gets right to the very heart of how your company functions day in and day out.
See, every single organization is, in a way, breathing. It expands, right? It takes on new projects, new initiatives, and then it contracts to consolidate, to settle things down. The goal isn't to stop this natural cycle. It's to make it intentional, predictable, and, healthy.
And that, right there, is exactly what an operating rhythm is all about. It's how your organization intentionally times its breaths, those moments of expansion, like, say, launching new products, and its moments of contraction, like finalizing budgets or maybe consolidating teams.
And this is where you really see what's at stake. With a healthy rhythm, you get this controlled rhythmic expansion and a coordinated deliberate contraction. A broken rhythm, on the other hand, that leads to runaway growth, which sounds good until it's followed by chaotic, panic-driven cuts. It's really the difference between sustainable success and just being in a constant state of crisis.
So how do we actually build that healthy rhythm? Well, it really comes down to 4 key conditions. You can almost think of them as the bones and joints of a system that can breathe properly, even when it's under pressure. First up, we've got regular timing. This is all about creating predictable cadences. Seriously, when people know when decisions are going to be made and when things are going to be settled, it just eliminates so much fear and it cuts way down on the rumor mill. It creates this real foundation of stability. Number 2 is low friction. Think about it. Every needless approval, every confusing handoff, every single bottleneck, that's friction. It's been called silent entropy, which is just the perfect description, isn't it? It's that invisible force that just grinds everything to a halt. Your job is to find it and just ruthlessly get rid of it. All right, number 3, distributed load. And this one is absolutely crucial. If all the pressure, all the work lands on just one team or one leader or one system, guess what? It's eventually going to break. A healthy rhythm spreads the work, the risk, and the responsibility across the entire organization and even across time. No single choke points. And finally, we have adaptive flexibility. This basically means building in buffers and options. It's having the ability to surge when some great opportunity pops up, or maybe slow down to regroup, all without causing a 4-alarm fire. It's about having some room to maneuver.
So let's recap them real quick. Regular timing, low friction, distributed load, and adaptive flexibility. Just think of these as the 4 core levers that you can pull to build a system that's truly resilient. Okay, so you've designed this great system, now what? How do you actually know if it's working? Well, you need to be able to read its pulse. And the good news is you can do this with just a few simple weekly indicators, no complex dashboards required, I promise. So instead of getting lost in a bunch of complex metrics, you just need to ask some simple questions. Are teams expanding and contracting in a coordinated way? Are different parts of the business breathing in sync with each other? Is the rhythm consistent from week to week? Just paying attention to these simple signals helps you spot what's called pulse drift way before it becomes a full-blown crisis. And this really gets to the heart of it, the invisible stuff holding it all together. Because, as the saying goes, dashboards don't hold systems together. Trust does. A predictable rhythm builds that trust. People start to trust the commitments will be met and that the system is fair. And that trust, that's the glue.
Now let's talk about one of the biggest headaches, right? Getting everyone in sync. You can have a fantastic rhythm in one department, but it all just falls apart if it's constantly colliding with what another department is doing.
This is exactly what we call cross-team whiplash. You've seen it. Sales is in full expansion mode, trying to grow, while finance is contracting, tightening the budget. Operations is trying to consolidate, just as the product team ignites a massive new initiative. They're all working against each other, either starving one another of resources or just colliding head-on. It's chaos.
So what's the fix? Well, it's something called a phase lock. This is all about getting all the different functions breathing in coordinated timing. It means creating shared timing gates and really clear rules for who yields when, so that work can flow smoothly across the entire organization without all those destructive collisions. Okay, so once you've got that internal harmony going, you can start looking outward. You can start building resilience to all those external pressures. It's about learning to breathe through any kind of economic or market weather.
And here's the secret. You don't fight the weather. You adapt your rhythm to it. If the market is pushing for expansion, you prioritize flexibility so you don't overheat. If there's pressure to contract, you focus on protecting circulation, keeping cash and collaboration moving. And if you are overheating, you cool things down by shortening your cycles.
And if you want to get really sophisticated with this, you can adopt some advanced design patterns. The core idea here is to create small, autonomous teams that can actually operate in different modes. So while one part of your business is expanding like crazy, another can be stabilizing, all without tearing the whole organization apart.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get really practical here with a 90-day action plan. This is about reframing your role from being a firefighter to becoming the organization's breathing architect.
So here it is, broken down nice and simple. You start by just mapping your current rhythm. You can't fix what you can't see. Then, you spend time installing those 4 foundational conditions we talked about. Only after that do you work on getting your teams phase-locked. And finally, you can start weatherproofing the whole system. It's a really logical progression from diagnosis all the way to resilience.
And this quote, man, it really points to a powerful new way of thinking about great leadership. It's not about heroic last-minute crisis response anymore. Increasingly, leadership is going to be judged by the absence of failure. It's about building a system so resilient that it just works, even when it's under stress.
So here's the bottom line. It's time to stop just reacting and to start designing. To really listen to your organization's rhythm. And that leaves us with one final question for you to take away from this explainer. What is your organization's breathing telling you?